Josh Builds Stuff, another awesome AFOL that, well, builds stuff. Like fresh mosaics. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Fresh. And he's also a car guy. And you know I like my speed champions, so I'm rocking with that. And he has a co-host named Tupac. This was not a paid advertisement for the Cali Brick Clique. We're just really rocking with Josh. I think you should too.
You mean NPR mode?
Yeah. Yeah, you sound good.
Is this better?
Am I too loud? I know this is my video going loud. Clear in 5, 4, 3.
Hello and welcome back to Cali Brick Clique. Oh my goodness, my cat behind me is destroying some Lego and I'm going to try to ignore that. But we
knock everything over.
I know, like just hold on, my God.
Go fix that. For all of you who's listening right now and not watching this on YouTube, Oliver, Claire's cat, is about to knock over a bunch of Lego in the background.
Okay, yeah, he got into like the video cubes. Let me start over.
Right in the beginning. All right, go ahead, Claire.
Okay, anyway, guys, welcome back to Cali Brick. I am here with my buddies Shy and Ninja from Ninja with the Bricks and SHYtimeisMytime, and we are joined by the infamous Jang. Today, going by, it's the Jang.
It's the Jang.
Anyway, yeah, we are really excited. This is our first guest that's on for the second time. So we had so much to talk about last time that we had to have him back. And we're going to talk about value. But before we get into it, please catch all of our episodes and every single one of our old ones and every single one of our future ones on any place that you can hear a podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that. You will find us there, Cali Brick Clique. If you want to see our older episodes, they are distributed within our personal channels, The Plastic Architect, SHYtimeisMytime, and Ninja with the Bricks. But it is also available on a playlist below on this channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Subscribe if you'd like to hang out some more.
Oh, that was the first subscribing. Another good one.
I'm trying to get more comfortable with that on my own channel. So like I'm practicing here.
It's okay to say subscribe. I know it's hard.
Like and subscribe. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into a couple topics. We want to talk about value. We want to talk about the Lego designer.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into
thing.
that. Oh, we're gonna...
And then we're gonna talk about Lego's Con. Oh, sorry, Lego Con.
Lego's Con. No, that's a fair statement.
Ooh, shots fired.
I really wanted to say that, even though I actually have no opinions. I'm not upset about Lego Con. It is everything I expected it to be, and I actually thought it was a really good way to advertise the newest sets coming out this summer for the children's audience. But
well, you're wrong.
But hold on. But I think people have different expectations. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna let it go. I've talked enough.
Okay, so you actually liked it.
I mean, from a marketing thing, I get it. I think, like, if I was like 10
take
or 12,
take out of your brain. As a fan, as a YouTuber, did you like it?
It wasn't for me, and I knew that.
I know, we all know it's not for us, but as Claire, did you like it?
I was packing to go to New York, and
okay, so you didn't care at the time.
I was like, it wasn't even.
There you go. That's the real answer.
I think Sans was on it, like, and he was on Ryan's live stream, and there was like 8,000 people watching.
Oh my God,
crazy!
The view parties.
Yeah,
everybody was doing it. I remember bouncing back and forth. I mean, I was on Ryan's watching it too, and then his audience started pissing me off, so I got off. And then I went back to Emily's, and then I went to Just Too Goods, and then I went to Ash, and I just kept rolling. Even Doc Sam's. I kept going to everybody's who was, just doing the party and just kind of listening to what people had to say. And it was really funny looking at the different audiences per YouTuber and how they reacted. But we can get into it a little bit. There was one moment at all of them where everybody was just clearly disappointed, which was the Star Wars part.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to be fair, I don't recall Lego ever saying it was going to be a UCS set.
Nope.
All they said it was going to be a new release for Star Wars.
Yep.
And to be fair, to defend Lego,
mm-hmm.
I feel like us YouTubers, especially Lego YouTubers and Star Wars YouTubers, we're the ones that created that contraption to project out into the public. So we technically made a bar that was set too high.
Yeah, raging delusion. Yeah, that's what
and then we made it like me personally. I expected exactly what Lego put out for LegoCon, and it did not disappoint because that's exactly what I expected. That's my quick opinion, but let's Jan, go ahead. I know you have some things to say.
So unfortunately, don't hate me, Shy. Unfortunately, I have pretty much the same opinion as Claire. Like I went into it like this is not for me. Lego specifically said, and they were clear. There was one message. I don't remember where it showed up, but they were very extraordinarily clear about what their intent was with this. They were specifically going for the 9 to 12 range, a very narrow range of kids that are at risk of going into their first dark age. And they wanted to keep those kids from going into their dark age as much as possible by teasing into, the fact that, hey, there are a bunch of adults. That's why they did the pre-show with the AFOLs. It was not a pre-show to AFOLs, like from AFOLs to AFOLs. Clearly, it was a pre-show to show the kids in that 9 to 12 demographic that, hey, it's okay to stick with Lego, even adults, do it. Yeah. So taking all the reason out of it and just me watching this show, it was kind of cringy. I mean, especially the fake, okay, time to get hyped up. Are you hyped up? I need you to get more hyped up than this. I knew you could get more hyped up than this.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw the screen, for that. And then the congratulations and the and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, like
I think that was a little forced. I think a 9 to 12-year-old now is like a lot older than a 9 to 12-year-old was 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, exactly.
It was
the cringe level was definitely real. There.
It was definitely real.
See, yeah, I didn't feel compelled to watch it, honestly. Like you said, we're more in tune than like the average people. We know all the leaks and stuff. So I was like, what are they going to show, honestly? It just wasn't for me, just like you guys said.
If the show was done 2 months earlier, I think it would have been received a lot better.
Also, that makes sense.
No, I don't think so. I think
no, because none of the leaks would have showed.
Yeah.
And then all that new stuff that the stuff
that they leaked and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been announced. Would have been like, oh, that's cool. Like today the creator truck was released on Lego Shop. They could have thrown that out there.
Yeah.
And that would have been like, whoa, what is that? That's new.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
And that was lock and key. That wasn't leaked at all. They could have, and that's not like it was detrimental to any licensed thing out there. That's their thing. So
you think it would have been leaked, that people would have been excited?
If none of those things were leaked, people would have been excited. But yeah, to be fair, Lego was on a timeline. This thing was probably 6 months, 7 months in the works. But Lego's not ignorant to the leaks that have been leaked, because I remember when I used to work for Lego, when leaks happen, we have to disclose where it happened, where it came from, and marketing team is fully aware that these leaks have come out, so that way they can go deal with it. So to say that Lego is just going to completely ignore the fact that these sets were leaked for 2 months and continue going with the show like that, they could have at least adjusted, just tweaked it a little bit. Show that, maybe show something a little different than that. You know what I mean? It's just
are 9 to 12-year-olds on top of the leaks?
Yeah. Do you follow how many? Ryan Eminar's audience is a good chunk of them are really young.
That's true. No, it's true. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I mean, it was fine. It is what it is. It's just it was a cheesy, cringy.
But it was, in all fairness, it was their first time. Also,
it is Lego's first time.
Goes beautifully.
It was cool to see all the adults that were all the AFOLs that were.
I love that part. The beginning was not the beginning, but
the pre-show.
The pre-show with Flynn and the Instagrammers and the mockers, those. I was like, hey, I remember your name somewhere. Yeah. So those were cool. Looking at the inside details with the piano and things like the Minecraft. See, the Minecraft set was pretty cool. I didn't know about all that. So it's that was a good highlight with the show, and I liked that. But some of the things that they've also announced, like the pinball,
foosball.
Yeah, foosball.
That was new.
That was new, but Lego leaked it out themselves 2 days before. So it's just some of these things that they're announcing, they did it to themselves. So it's wait, you guys are supposed to keep this on lock and key. If you really want a con, traditionally, like any other con, you need to treat the product that you're showcasing, regardless of the audience, like you need to treat it like if it's really, really, really special.
Are you like thinking about like Apple's convention,
Apple's E3, and anything like that? Like if you really want this one set to not be released, don't put it in the catalogs. Not the initial one.
Mm-hmm. Like the truck.
Like the truck. Yeah, the truck was not on any catalogs. Like marketing should have been on top of it. And this is a lesson for Lego. So I'm hoping they learn from this one that it wasn't received well. I remember I had Ryan check out the video. Their video, because Lego reposted the con on their channle.
On their YouTube channel?
Yeah, on their YouTube channel. And you can just see, looking at the analytics, only 30K views. There's like 600 or like 800 likes and like 700 dislikes.
Well, an L doesn't stand for a loss.
I know on YouTube analytics, I know it doesn't stand for a loss, but you can just tell just by looking at people whether they appreciated the con or they didn't. They definitely made themselves heard right there. So hopefully Lego learns. And like you guys said, I do agree. The audience, it wasn't for us.
No.
But let's not negate the fact that this was shown mainly on YouTube, and then through Lego's website. Is that where it was originally showcasing? I was watching through YouTube. Where was the original broadcast?
Yeah, it was on the on Lego's app and on their own website. It wasn't supposed to be on YouTube at all.
Yeah, so that kind of threw out my other thought, because I thought if it was through YouTube, then obviously the YouTube Lego community is fully aware with what's going on. But if it was done through their own app, it would be nice to see the analytics from their own site to see where the views came from, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll never know. But I mean, I hope it did well. I hope the sets like sell like hotcakes. Good for them.
Either way,
still
I'm buying some of those
people we haven't. A lot of people we haven't heard from and heard their opinions.
Yeah.
So,
Like I really like the beginning of it. I like looking at fellow fans of Lego throughout, pre-show. like pre-show. I that was probably my favorite part in the entire.
I really liked what Flynn and
Richard,
what they did. Their presentation was really cool. I mean, it was to the intended audience, but it was done really well. It wasn't pandering, it was just sharing and a good attitude.
They were also really clear, like on one of their shows, they were like, hey, we're going to be on LegoCon. FYI, it is intended for kids. If you want to watch it, great. Thank you for supporting us. But this is for kids. Like, they were very clear about it too. Like, nobody was like trying to fool anybody. There was none of that. And I think the overreaction is I think a little overdone, but
overreaction gets views.
It does
from folks who aren't even content creators. They watch content creators and they learn from them that overreaction gets views. So this is the way to act these days.
That's fair.
Yep.
That is totally fair. So
go for it.
No, I was going to say, so thumbs up, thumbs down for LegoCon 2021.
Thumbs sideways.
Sideways.
I will probably do the same thing as I did this year if they do it again next year, which is not watch it and not be emotionally invested.
And not be in the know. You don't know. You want to know the juicy things that are going on within.
You guys know I don't even like leaks. For goodness.
I know you don't. You are the.
If there's no leaks, I'll be more excited.
Yeah. It's really hard.
What I did was I waited for it to be over, and then I watched a replay of somebody's watch party at 2 times speed.
That's perfect. That's smart. You're like, okay, I'm caught up. News.
It was funny though during the Star Wars release part. Like, for some reason, there was a delay per watch party, and somehow I went in the exact order of like the time frame.
Awesome.
So you can just see like everyone yelling in one, like, "Oh, come on, what the?" And then you go to another one and just see, "Well, this sucks." And you go to another one, they're like, "Serious?" And then like go to the other one, is like, "Oh." It's just a very consistent reaction for that one spot during the con, which I think a lot of us were kind of curious to see what they were about. So either way, it is what it is. It's over now. I think everyone in the YouTube community has kind of beat it to the rug.
Yeah,
at this point.
I think so. But something a little bit fresher, I think a little bit more
Today,
interesting and a little bit more directed at the AFOL community
finally.
is the BrickLink designer program, which had its first round of crowdfunding today with the first 8 sets, and 5 of them went through.
Okay.
I got 2 of them.
Which
Anyone?
one? Which
I got
one?
the castle and the boat.
Nice.
Nice.
I got the castle right before it ended.
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh. I was like, oh, it's almost there.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I have a few of the sets from the first round, which I love. Conceptually, it is totally my thing. You know what I mean? Like just supporting the designer, supporting it. But I'd like to talk about, do we think it has the same value for the sets as a regular Lego set? Do we think that Lego is profiting from this?
Before we hit that, did Bionicle win?
No.
Did they make it?
Let's divert to that topic in a second.
Okay.
It did not. It did not.
It did not win. And if you're a Bionicle fan, I know, it's not real Bionicle. But this was your test. This was it.
Yeah, but that's also like not fair because it doesn't look anything like the rest of the Bionicle things. But to be
You're not going to make new molds for an
No,
idea
they're
set
not.
for
They're not.
$5,000.
And that was a good ideas. I think I can get into this because we can talk a little. I'll give my like 2 cents on it. I'm excited about it. I think they shouldn't have called it crowdfunding especially because they're not taking money until they ship them out. So obviously initial sources are coming from Lego to actually like monetize this thing. It's great. I'm excited it's happening. But I want to see more of it. I think it's one of maybe Lego's ways of figuring out how to solve the issue of Lego ideas, and so many votes getting in really quickly. They're wanting people to really maybe put their money where their mouth is. These are things that they might not have kind of had the confidence in backing, as like a general widespread set.
Yeah.
And I also like don't know how many units Lego needs to make of a specific set or design to actually make profit, and 3,000 seems like a really low number. So part of me is thinking that this might be their kind of like, reaching out to the AFOL community, being like, "Hey, we're doing this for you."
3,000, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It's the AFOL designer program. It's more like
So just in the castle alone, they only made $500,000. That's nothing.
Well, it went to 5,000, right?
It's 5,000. Okay.
Yes,
never mind.
the sellout level,
Mm-hmm.
that was the weirdest thing to me, how narrow that window is between the minimum required to get this to go forward at all and the maximum we will possibly make. That doesn't make sense, from 3,000 to 5,000.
I think it's because they're not using machines maybe to make these sets like last
They're
time.
gonna be hand
Packing.
Maybe because I remember that's how the first one went through. Lego just supplied the brick, and BrickLink actually sorted by hand, packaged it by hand, and then gave it out by hand. So that's why they only made so many, because there's no way they're going to be able to facilitate that much quantity. I don't know if it's going to be the same this time around. I know Lego's probably going to streamline that a lot better than how we've done before. But I will say the price point per these sets were a lot more reasonable than they were last time. I was not.
Big surprises.
The castle, $170 was. I generally thought that was going to be like, I'm used to third-party custom Lego, which a set like that would have been like $800, and then obviously Lego supplying the brick would drop it down. But looking at how it was last year, I was kind of paying around like $250.
I remember you said that.
Yeah,
250 to 300 was
what
I heard from most folks.
Yeah, and then it was 170. I was like, oh my god! And that might have actually made a lot of people buy more than one, which kind of goes to a different aspect.
They are already on eBay for over $800 a pop, which I don't like. I don't like that at all.
When you bought yours, was there a maximum number?
Yes, you can buy 5. I just got my 1.
I got 1.
I heard they're not making like physical instructions also. Is that true?
It's online instructions.
They
Probably had a lot to do
should
with the
have
price.
limited 1 per order, I think.
1 instruction per order? That would be
No.
One set.
1 set.
No, I'm
I
kidding.
really think they should have.
That wouldn't. Yeah, 1 per order would have been fair.
I could see 2. I could see 2.
Yeah.
Right.
If some of these things happen to be, super special to people, somebody I think should have the right to to build one and keep one in the box.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, from a collector's perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
5 is like too much.
5 is like, okay, now you're just going excessive. Like, why do you need 5? You're
Investment.
obviously going to sell them.
You're gonna
It's
Obviously,
investment because there's
Yeah.
no like exclusive parts, right? There's nothing.
Yeah, so I hope they change that the next 2 rounds because that's not going to fly. That's going to piss a lot more
I
people
know a
off.
lot of people who missed out on the castle.
Yeah, you literally have to wake up 30 minutes later and then you're gone. It's gone.
Mhm.
I mean, I was on it like 5 minutes after and it was almost gone.
I woke up 10 minutes early. I was watching someone's live stream during it, and I'm happy I was because they were having the same problems I was. And just knowing that they were having the same problems was, like good.
I was on that. I was. I think I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, studio. It's under studio.
Yeah, and I was just like refreshing and I was like going through everything, and it wasn't easy to navigate it, and then it like populated itself like totally randomly.
It had errors too. It crashed a little bit on
It
the
did.
Lego side when you wanted to purchase the item. That surprised me.
wow.
Like when it moved over to purchasing the transaction through the Lego
Mhm,
website, I was like,
mhm.
whoa.
Well,
This
okay,
is- this is
so
different.
last night I was like wondering what sets were going to be available today, and I was like, okay, what? Because I went to the Lego store and obviously bought the ice castle or whatever, and I just like typed in castle to look for this, and then I saw the Lego designer one on the website, and it was like order or like it was like something, and you click on it and it takes you from the
yeah.
Lego site to BrickLink.
Wow.
And then from BrickLink, you click to pay, and it takes you back to the Lego site. Like that's how it jumps.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they were promoted through the Lego website, which is actually pretty cool. If they're gonna do that, they have to like
So
do
it's
more than
absolutely
5,000
an
units.
It's absolutely an official set. It's like on the Lego website. At least it was on the Lego website.
So,
Hmm.
how is that number compared to the last time that they did this?
Oh, I don't know enough information about it.
Are you talking about like how many they
How
made?
many? Yeah, how many sets did
I
they
don't think
make
it was
last time?
5,000. That seems like a lot. I feel like it was less than that, and it was a lot more expensive. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then like none of the sets sold that fast. I don't think even the Lone Scene Castle sold that quickly. I think that took like at least a couple days before that
Okay.
that one. If I recall, I didn't get the castle. I got the Western Saloon and bikes because
Oh,
they're
yeah,
cool.
that's right. That's right. Those are out. That's crazy.
They're out
So
for a
these
minute.
ones are definitely. I don't know. There's definitely a spike in interest.
Well, yeah, and then the value of them of the first round went up a lot. Like they started selling on eBay, so a lot of resellers I'm sure are on it. But anyway, value.
Value. We'll
Wait, we didn't talk about Bionicle.
Oh,
do we have to? I mean, okay, let's get into Bionicle didn't win. Go ahead, Jay.
Now can we never hear about Bionicle revivals again in life?
I'm curious now.
I say
really
this as a
wanna go-
Bionicle fan.
Just respectfully let it be how it was.
Yeah, we have 2 Bionicle fans right here, Jang and Ninja.
Mhm.
I'm a fan.
Just-
I like construction.
Just let it die, right? Let it go out on top.
Yeah.
Leave the past behind. I mean, they already resurrected it once and then sent it right back down to the ground where it unfortunately belonged with that the way that G2 went. So just stop teasing us, stop giving hope, just cut it off. Just put it on the no list. Like seriously, just ban it from ideas at this point. You're never going to do it, Lego. You're never going to allow it. So just take that hope away.
Just put on,
Seriously.
yeah,
cut
put
it
it on the
off.
ban list. Yeah.
Let it be a fond memory. Treat it like
Sorry.
Fast and the Furious. They should keep trying.
Is there Bionicle third-party sites?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good for them. Are they making their own molds and stuff?
Oh, you mean like products?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are some folks that do some 3D printed stuff, but it's really, really small.
Mm-hmm.
It's not big at all. Most of the third party stuff. Sorry, I thought you're talking about just like fan sites. And
Yeah, I
stuff
didn't
like
make that clear. That's on me.
I think there is.
Yeah?
I think there is. It's not. Oh, dude, someone showed me a site where this person makes like really good like custom sets, and there's a tab for Bionicle. It's not much. There's probably like one or two things, and it was really small. If I can remember what it is, I'll share it. But I don't remember who told me what it was. There was only like 5 sets total on their website, like total with their entire inventory.
I see.
Okay.
But if I do remember, I guess I mean, I didn't care. It was Bionicle, so
You were not bothered. So the value of a Bionicle set for you is
0.
0.
I mean, but I don't think Bionicle fans got the fair run during the second gen. Just to divert the topic for a little bit, Kevin Hinkle, during his podcast, made it very clear why Bionicle failed the second time, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that part of it when Lego decided to cut back on marketing for that year, because the year before they cut back, where they terminated 2,000 people, when they lost revenue, well, they lost profit, not revenue. They lost profit by 2%. Yeah. They freaked out and they wanted to cut back on spending. And one place to do that was not market anything, because they created this new thing called what is it called? I forgot the term. It went on Forbes, but it was like where they controlled how much product goes out into the public, so they can control how much money, like demand shaping. That's what it is. Look up demand shaping. Anybody's out there, it's on it's up there. Lego created this term. It was like this big thing, and then because Lego couldn't keep let me rewind. I'm starting to remember everything. So right before they lost profits of 2%, they couldn't stock the shelves. People were just buying Lego because Lego Movie came out. Everybody was getting into Lego. The profits went up, skyrocketing. Lego didn't know what they had in front of them. Stores like Target, like what we see today, like right before, well, not today, but a little bit, a couple months ago, when Target, you didn't see any Lego on the shelves. Walmart, you didn't see Lego stores, you couldn't really see Legos on the shelves. So Lego created this term called demand shaping, or something like that, where they say, okay, we're not going to market Lego at all. We're not going to market our product, and we're going to control the demand. So that way we're able to keep stores like Target and Walmart, which they have promises to make sure those stores keep aisles in stock. Because if these stores don't have Lego on their shelves like they're supposed to, then it's wasting money, because they could stock it with other product. So they have a contract where Lego, like Walmart and Target, need to stock 2 aisles worth of Lego. Right. And Lego has to supply that. So because they weren't able to do that, they created a way to not market. And the sad part about Bionicle is that Bionicle Gen 2 came out when they were not allowed to market. Yeah. And then when they weren't allowed to market, they lost, surprising enough, Epiphany, they lost 2% of profit because they didn't market all year. They freaked out and terminated 2,000 employees instead. So that comes from the horse's mouth, who worked on the marketing team. A lot of people know who Kevin Hinkle is. He put that out in the public a while ago, and I don't think a lot of people heard that. So I'm going to share that part here. It's not Bionicle's fault. Yeah, it's not Bionicle's fault. I'm defending Bionicle right now.
You're defending the theme, and you're defending the product line that was G2. However, there's no defense for the fandom that was just sitting back like Castle fans do, saying if only Lego only did this one thing, then they would have twice the sales. Like we're there, we've got money in hand, we're ready to purchase. Yeah. This is the one thing you should be doing. Why do you not care about your fans, Lego? They didn't turn up for G2 either themselves.
That's fair.
I feel like Star Wars fans say the same thing, but it seems like they turn up. I don't know. Maybe there's just so many of them that it's irrelevant. I don't know. There's still half,
Star Wars fans.
What?
You can never please Star Wars fans. There's always a saber or a blaster or a printed arm that should have been done when they forget that Star Wars already wasted 10 molds for the season and they can't make another one. So they have to opt out with just subbing it for something else.
Maybe if the fandom wasn't so deep and overwhelming, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, we got into this last week, Jang, where we talked about how budgetary constraints has a lot to do with what Lego can produce per line at any given time. So like the Daily Bugle, everyone's pissed off that we only got how many new prints? I'm like, wait, hold on. How many molds came out of that set?
Only how many prints? Like what, 20 in that one bag of the different, the different the 2x2 printed newspaper tiles?
Like, yeah, how much did that cost for that one set? Yeah, everyone needs to relax just a little bit. Okay, just be happy with the set.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that idea right there is unknown, that has to be taught, that is, relatively like a groundbreaking thought, that there is a budget.
Yeah. ...
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's $1 billion company. Well, yeah,
Right.
they're a $1 billion company because they have budgets and they follow them, and that's
huge overhead.
how they profit. Yeah.
You have to pay the security guard to flip the switch when a news reporter goes by the Lego house. So, he has to pay for medical insurance too. So does Lego. Exactly. Hopefully anyone got that. But value, though.
Speaking of money,
Jang, you want to get into value, and let's get into it.
yeah. So I would like. I mean, I can lead in a little bit, but I'd like to hear what you guys think as well. I'd like to have this conversation with more, at least apparently reasonable people in the AFOL community.
Apparently. Let's dissuade you.
So Lego is not the only thing that I've ever touched in life. Ever had anything to do with. I've dealt with toys and models and things on a professional level before I got into the Lego YouTubing thing as well. And plus, I've just had lots of toys and things throughout my life. So when I do reviews, and I always tend to try to present my thoughts about value when I review Lego products, I always have a lot going on in my head that I don't share as far as background and experience and things to relate to outside of the Lego world. When I look at a $20 little RV set, I don't just see, okay, what else has Lego put out in the last couple of years that cost $20, and how does this relate in size and playability and price to part ratio? Compared to that, I think, well, what is $20 worth? Not just in the most serious terms of like how many loaves of bread could I get for $20, but just what other toys could I get for $20? As an example. And I've started doing a series of videos asking that question: is Lego a good value? Well, let's see. And comparing. Okay, here are some other things that I was able to get for $20 is a starting point. And I've continued that on with other products as I get them. Like, okay, well, this thing is really cool from Lego. Let me see what else is available in that same range, or let's see what other competitors have, and also companies outside of the brick built world. Mm-hmm. So I've definitely gotten a lot of backlash. Surprise, surprise, to that very concept of saying, okay, $20 Technic set, $20 2.4 gigahertz full remote controlled radio controlled monster truck that you can actually drive around, and it comes with 2 batteries. Wow. Like, and for some kids, it's the exact same price. Wow. For some kids, at retail, Amazon. For some kids, this is going to be a lot more value, especially given the fact that you can drive this around. Yeah. And some kids are going to look at it and just be like, "Oh, that's bigger," especially towards the younger range. Mm-hmm. Bigger is better. Makes your eyes get bigger, so it makes you feel better. This doesn't do anything except you pull it back and then it goes forward. Cool. But that I can actually drive around and I can crash into, my pets and stuff like that. Just today, I was recording Clara's favorite of all time from the Mega Constructs world.
I love it. So beautiful.
I have it not fully opened up to its full glory right now, but this was a $70 set when it first hit the market, and I just reviewed a Ninjago $70 Dragon set. Those actually come closer in the value department, but so much about this is better than what Lego does because they're targeting a higher end market. They're doing a lot more in the production world with their materials, their mixes, their textures and things, but still it's the same amount of money. So is Lego a good value? And do you guys think about when you think of value of Lego sets and what you expect a Lego set to cost and whether you think it's worth buying? Do you think about things outside of the Lego world also?
I mean,
Interesting.
value is subjective.
Yes.
I think I've said that a bunch of times. Is that what you would pay for Lego is not going to be what other people would pay for. I think we're all high infinity consumers. We will literally spend an arm and a leg just to get a set, and we have no qualms with how much it's worth. And then we can completely eat the fact that it has no pieces in it, but it's a cool looking thing, and we'll buy it anyways. But I do understand that like a lot of people will look at us really weird and question why we would dump so much money on something that's over $25. That's kind of ridiculous, as opposed to like us just not caring. But I see a lot in building the set because there's also time. Like there's a lot. If you understand like the work it takes to make just this one small thing, like this is just not a bunch of pieces they slapped together. No, someone took the time to design this, test it out a bunch of times, had at least a bunch of kids play with it before it went out into the public to see if it even functions properly, if there's going to be enjoyment out of it. And then it's not done. This is not done. Like, although it's done in face value, this is not done. You can do way more things with the pieces here than you can with that RC set. The RC set, you can go forward, back, jump off cliffs. It's cool. Rent out batteries, put new batteries in. Here, there's an infinite number of ways to put these pieces back together. And actually, it doesn't have to be the same thing.
There's a finite number, but it's very big.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a finite number. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, there's the complexity of it. You could literally do a lot with this if you truly want to.
And that is one of the great values of Lego. Definitely is that system, and it's intrinsic to every single product, not even considering the design resources that go into designing a specific product that you can buy on the shelves. The fact that these things ultimately, I can break down all of my Lego sets and build a lot of other different things, which I cannot do with non-system based toys. Counterpoint to that, though, go on eBay and look at how many grandmothers are selling their grandkids' Lego collections that are all complete because the kids never take the things apart. Look at how many times kids comment. You might not see this as much or more adult focused, but on my reviews, I see so many kids come through saying, I used to have such and such a set, especially if I review something that's an older set. I used to have that, but then it broke. Exact words. So many times. I used to have that, but then it broke. So, they'll have this Star Wars set that today, would sell on eBay or BrickLink complete would sell for, several $100s. They've got it just with one wing broken off in a bin, and they never put it back together. There are a lot of kids, if not the majority, not to mention the adult collector types, who put Lego things together and don't do the mock work. We put them together because we like them, and then we keep them that way.
It's like a model. It's model collecting, not Lego collecting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And does that change the value? Does that take some of the value, at least to us, out of the ability to change the thing if we're never going to change it?
I mean, it's really. I mean, we're talking to like we're asking ourselves we're the wrong audience. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's so hard for us to take ourselves like out of body and kind of explain that because like. The only thing, so I'm thinking to myself, like the only thing I've collected 3 things really, really aggressively in my life, in my adult life. One is cosmetics. There's a whole collector's market behind that, limited releases, gift with purchase. Like they've really mastered that. I think they were really the first to do that a lot, like the limited edition stuff. They've been doing that for like 25 years or something. And then there's and then it was like books and like cookbooks and stuff like that. And like
Okay.
there was like and like books is like a bit more socially acceptable. You know what I mean? It's like you like kind of put them on your shelves, and it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's not like a conversation. The other things
Yeah.
cause a conversation when you have to be buying specific storage, when you hide things, when people are
Yeah.
coming over just because you
Yeah.
want to avoid the conversation. That's when you get to that level.
Uh-huh.
And
Speaking from experience.
yeah, and so I am a collector by
Yeah.
nature. I'm a consumer, a mass consumer by nature. But,
Yeah.
you know, we started traveling recently because, you know, COVID feels lighter, at least here in the US. And so my expenditures are getting distributed more aggressively. And I'm wanting to pull back on Lego.
Mm.
The value of Lego is going down right now for me. Even though it is my primary hobby
Mm-hmm.
and how I like to spend the majority of my time, I've already pulled back. Like, even though I bought a lot today, but I've like, even last few weeks, I've completely reduced it. Like,
You think you went too
I mean, you have a
hard?
huge backlog right now, anyways.
yeah, I think the fact that I have a huge backlog is like really, you know, it's like I feel
Doesn't help.
comfort in that. There's only
Mhm.
like 2 things that I want that are on shelves that are going to retire soon. So it's like, that's it. And then once that, then I'm going to be fine for a while. So I'm very comfortable in my
Made
like
it.
choice to pull back.
What was that, Ninja?
She made it to that comfortable space.
I made it to, yeah, like I'm no longer panic buying. You know what I mean? I basically the Disney
FOMO.
train
No
station.
more FOMO.
Yeah, I
Mm.
don't have any FOMO right now.
There's no FOMO.
See?
So I don't know why that shifted. I'm thinking it's because like the world is opening up and I'm doing more things, and you know, that's what I'm thinking. But when we were in New York, I was like, I can't wait to get home with my Lego. So I could be just a giant hypocrite. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. So like, you know, I look at like video games and like I see how expensive they are versus like other things, and it's like, oh wow, it's like, you know, $25 or $50 or $60 or whatever it is, and it's like hours and hours and hours and hours of play versus like $200 set when it's just like a few.
I was just thinking that because that's kind of what I think whenever I look at a Lego set. I'm like, I
Mhm.
could buy this, say what, 100. We'll take what, the NES. How much was it?
Mhm.
Like 200, two something.
More. Yeah.
250, you think?
It's
Yeah.
like 250.
Something like
So you're like, I can get this Lego set, build it once. You know,
Yeah.
if you have if you want to mock it, you can mock it up, or
Mhm.
you could get like a Nintendo Switch. But I guess that's like that's the struggle right there. I guess.
The,
Right?
the Nintendo thing, though, a lot of us bought it for nostalgia purposes because we're around. All of
Yeah.
us were alive when that was a thing. When you had to blow into the cartridge and put it in, and hope to God that it
Yeah.
played.
Yeah.
So we love the Nintendo, so that pulled on our heartstrings. And I think sometimes when nostalgia plays into the equation, the
Yes.
value goes way up.
Yeah.
that's true.
Emotional.
Yeah. So, like, for
Plus-
example, hold on. Let me.
Plus, the NES is the real Lego Mario.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. I love it.
All right. Well, I can't pull it down, but the helicopter right there, down right there.
Yep.
Right. The CH-53E
C9?
Super Stallion.
Oh, Super Stallion. Oh,
Super
wow.
Stallion. Yeah. It can't really see because it's in the dark. It's in the shade. So that thing from Brickmania is almost over a G. So it's a UCS set.
No.
So, but
RIP
you
UCS.
have to remember how much work for some. That's a lot of pieces, a lot of design time. It is a third party. It's made in
Jay, do
America.
you not know how much that Brickmania stuff is?
Yeah, they're really pricey.
Their
That is
chess
shock
set is like
face.
over $1,000.
I know it's
There's
$1,000.
There's like,
$1,000.
yeah, how much is the one that Sans really likes? That like carrier thing? It's like $900 something or something.
Carrier.
It's whatever. I think it's like
The Bruno,
the
the
yeah.
train.
Yeah, the train thing.
The train's like $900, but that's used.
Yeah.
I mean, that's used. That's retired. I think it's so. I think it
All of these
retails
things
like
are over or $600
Wait,
and over.
Yeah.
Wait, that's original
all Lego.
retail. No, so I know what it is, but the
That's-
price
That
was the actual original. That's not like aftermarket current.
That sells for double if you want
That's
to
shock
put on
face
eBay.
again. For those of you that are watching.
Yeah, that's Brickmania. That's that life. That's that third party Lego side. If you want to get into,
Oh,
that world. So there, you got a heart attack
Talk
on that.
about
So
value.
Yeah. I'm
value right there, guys. I almost killed Jang. That would have been a very detrimental point to the YouTube Lego community. And but to be fair, the reason why that pulled on my heartstrings because I threw up in that thing a bunch of times.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Literally. And
If Jane
that
had it
thing
in front
pulled me out of Afghanistan. So I saw value in it higher than what a lot of other people will.
Most
People will. Like you guys are like, hell no. I would not spend it. But then in the same argument, a lot of other people would be like the same way when they look at all the sets that we buy through Lego.
For sure.
You know?
I mean,
And-
you talk about the NES.
Yeah.
You can buy the Lego NES and get your nostalgia hit off of that. You know, your endorphin drip off of that for $250, or you can go on eBay. You can get an entire NES system for like $100 that works.
Right? Exactly. That's a better comparison than the Switch.
Well, I mean, it might work. You remember, we gotta put
You
it.
can get the mini one.
There's a
Put it
whole
there.
industry now where they're like refurbishing them and like backlighting them and all this stuff. It's pretty cool.
I can't wait to do 64. Come on, Nintendo 64.
You know they make like handheld 64 kits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
that's really cool.
But like another thing though, that's kind of interesting that I feel like I'm one of the few that might feel this way is that I'm comfortable like putting income into this,
Mhm.
knowing that it's very pricey. But like when I look at like, for example, that thing's like 100 some change. But then when I look at a Lego set and I see this big thing and it's like $300, like $200, I'm like, dude, that's super expensive. Knowing I could spend the same amount of money for, or I just did for something way smaller.
Yeah.
I cannot, for the life of me, justify spending an ATM fee. That like an additional ATM fee.
Like another $2.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a waste of money. This is ridiculous. But I will blindly buy groceries wherever I want and buy like food. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I have a blind spot for food and obviously like Lego. And it used to be like cosmetics and skincare as well, but I've gotten like quite a bit better. But yeah, but there's like other things that I'm super cheap about. Like I will never fly first class. I don't want a luxury car. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Did you just
don't
buy a Tesla?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I just test drove it. I just test drove
That
it.
was a question mark.
I'm only saying because you were driving it in the vlog.
Oh yeah, I was driving one in the vlog. I mean, I have to. I live in California, right? No, I mean, so yeah, I don't know. I just like that's value, right? People have different definitions of like what's worth and like what their time is worth and what their money is worth and you know what you've earned. It's like, you know, when you become an adult and you get a job and you start making money, you're like, okay, I made this money and like what is this money worth to me? Is it worth a trip? Is it worth my health insurance? Is it worth this Lego set?
Hey, I could be sick for 2 weeks. I'll buy this Lego set. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like when you see comments on videos and you're like, how can you buy all this stuff? Like type of comments, and I'm like, well, I'm adult, I have a job. But another thing though, that another hobby that I am fully in and I can't get myself out of is my motorcycle.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm well deep in the motorcycle community. You guys are from San Francisco, so I'm sure you see some really heavy ones up there. Same thing down here in Southern California. I spend a lot on the bike, a lot, and like it's not like Lego set prices. It's like I'm gonna change my exhaust today.
Yeah.
Let me sell this used for like $100, like $100, and I'm gonna buy a new exhaust for like $3,000.
Yep.
Like that's
Cars.
like literally the type of money you're spending on cars and vehicles, which depreciate in value
Oh yeah, the second you drive them off the lot.
quick. And like even putting new parts, they depreciate in value once you turn it on. So
especially it's like aftermarket stuff.
especially if it's aftermarket stuff, like I know it depreciates, but I love riding my motorcycle.
That's your thing.
The value that I find into it. So like, you know, like what we all just like that, Lego is the same aspect. What you do with the bricks is completely up to you. Whether you break it down, mock it out later, or if you leave it up for display to collect dust. If you enjoy just sitting here looking at it once every like 4 weeks, maybe even a few months, and you smile and don't regret your decision, then it's value to you.
Yeah.
So
I bought something that I regret and I'm going to return.
Oh, what is it?
I bought a Duplo set. I like literally don't know what I was thinking.
The Chinese one? The Chinese one is cool.
No, I want it. It's like a totally random one. I don't know. I think it was like in the mania of like Prime Day. I like added it or something like that. Like I don't.
Prime Day.
Give it to Oliver.
I haven't. Oh my god.
What is it? What set is it? What set is it?
It's like the one with like the submarine in it. Like I think I was like, oh, I want those parts.
$100 one?
No, it was like 30. I was like, I can like mark something up or I mock something up like based on this Duplo set and do a really cool video on it.
Duplo bricks can come in handy.
Yeah, they're really cool. I've got a bunch of them, but it's like I'm not at the am I buying sets just for parts now? Am I doing that? Have I crossed that line?
Or were you buying it because it was cheaper? Which is a whole other topic.
I don't know. Yeah. I think I crossed the line.
Because we all see, like, okay, so Walmart right now.
It sounds like a call for help.
Yes. Yeah, it sounds like that's why I'm like, I need to pull back.
Well, Walmart right now, they're about to release the July line / August line for Lego. So that means there's a lot of rollback. That means a lot of slashing and sales. Yep. So a lot of people within the fandom community, Lego, at least Lego, you see a set, it's only 20% cheaper than the normal retail price. It's not even like crazy marked down, and you're going to buy it. It's not even a theme you collect. It's not even using for the parts. You're just going to buy it to say you're going to invest and sell later.
What's your threshold for that? For me, I think I think it has to be 50% off to convince me to do that.
But is that for any set? That's what I'm getting at. Is that
I don't know.
Any set? Like what's the theme you do not care for?
I was gonna say
Minecraft.
Okay, so if you saw a Minecraft set for $20 when the original retail value was $55 or $59, would you buy it?
Yes. I would say yes because Minecraft has some pretty cool parts and like they're just basic bricks. So
yeah, probably yes. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never done that for Minecraft. I did it for Trolls.
Like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the Trolls. There you go. So you bought it because it was cheaper. Now, did you make a lot of those sets?
I've built a couple of them and I really like them.
Oh, then there you go. You kind of lucked out on that.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be. I'm sure. I'm guilty of it too. I've done it before and I haven't done it much lately. Mm-hmm. But you buy a set because it's super cheap because you can tell yourself that the value of the set is way more than they bought it for.
Yeah.
And there's an exponential amount of things that I can do with it, whether it be sell it, build it, break it down, whatever. And it just sits there. You do nothing with it.
So
I do use that excuse.
Yeah, I've parted out the few sets I've done that with, and I've already used like a lot of the parts. And I'm only saying that now because I have been mock building pretty aggressively, like for myself before. But I think I'm making excuses right now.
No, that's fair. I mean, you're diving to the topic. So you did find value in it. If you broke it down,
and
if you have a purpose for what you bought, you got it for a cheap price. Hey, you're gonna get those bricks somehow, whether it be BrickLink or through another set. If you're gonna mock it out, what I'm just saying is that like there are a lot of people within the community that will when they see that rollback. They think twice. They don't think twice. They like literally contemplate whether or not they should buy this set or go get like a soda for like a week. I don't know. I don't know why.
Or it's add to cart first and think about what to do with it later.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That part.
I mean, increasingly, if you're actually going to take that seriously, if you have the storage space and if you're going to keep things, in original box, increasingly it is financially smart to do that with, the fact that Lego's aftermarket prices just continue to go up on even things that don't make sense to appreciate in value over time. Like if you're going to take that seriously, you can profit off of that.
You can, but you have to put in the time to be able to sell it properly. Get the person that wants to buy it for that much. Wait for that person to come around and then actually have them do it. Right. That's the thing, because ultimately we're all gonna go under the ground, and
Yeah.
this is gonna be someone else's problem.
Yeah.
And I already know my wife's not gonna want to do that. She's gonna find the cheapest bid and just move it all out. You know, if the kids don't want it, that's the thing. So I feel like that, I think a good chunk of the Lego community sees Lego as an investment, as something that can be moved. And if they really want to sell, they could, but a good chunk of them don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think like as one of the benefits of the community, we should like have, you know how like you have what is it? Like someone who's like responsible for like your will and your estate or whatever. But you can like
executor.
No, the executor. Yes.
Yeah.
You can have like someone you trust from the Lego community be like your executor of your Lego collection to sell, and like, you know, 90% or 95% of the profit or whatever goes to your family. Yeah. And they get the
5%.
Yeah, or something like that. Or and I would do it for you, Shy, for $0. But like, but you know what I mean? Like that would be like the, you know, like so your family could like reap the most out of it or whatever, and then like that's it and be rid of it. But then like and it wouldn't be a burden. You know, that's like for the Lego community. I think obviously I'd be mourning you being gone, but it would also be really fun for me to like distribute your assets that way.
It would be pretty cool. You know, like to like look at a set and be like, oh, I should have got this. I'm just sneak this in my back pocket.
No, oh my God, are you kidding? No. That's why you have your brick set, and then like, you know, but
this is why you got these Brick Mania sets.
Yeah, and then you sign a contract like if I go out or like, you know, whatever, like, you know, if I don't, you know, blah blah blah, or like sell everything in my best due diligence or something like that. You know, I don't know, but I feel like that would be a cool side effect of like the Lego community. You know what I mean? Rather than, so we're no longer burdens on our partners. Like if our partners don't, I don't know. When my mother passed away, I went through all her stuff, and she was a hoarder, like to the point of keeping like, you know, dirty tissues and Q-tips. So you can imagine, and she was a consumer as well, as you can imagine like the lifetime of stuff that I went through, and I'm still not going through it. And she died 5 years ago, because it's like a very emotional, difficult thing. And to ask your next of kin to do that is very, very difficult. Yeah. And it's like really hard. It's like jackets and things that smell like her, you know, it's like to go through the process of like throwing that in the garbage is impossible. And so if you can, people, by the way, should leave something. So there's like some memories, like I have some things I'm so happy she left, like amazing Italian shoes from the 70s and things like that. But, you know, I didn't need like my grandmother's like 20 pairs of old like glasses, you know, old grandma glasses. You know, I don't need to, how do I throw away my grandmother's like, you know, seeing eyeglasses and stuff? Like that's hard. But, you know, I don't know. Anyway, we don't need to get too deep and sad. But my point is like the stuff that we accumulate is going to last longer than us, and it will impact the people around us. So be conscious of it. So yeah.
I invested in 2 tortoises.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, on behalf of your grandchildren, thanks a lot right now.
My son really wanted them. He really loves them.
Don't lie. You wanted it.
Okay. I wanted the Sakata tortoise. Okay, the one that goes like this big. In like 80 years, it'll be like this big.
You just
in like 10 years, it's going to be this big in 10 years.
You want to use the tortoise as like a coffee table for your beer.
Yes.
That's fantasy.
Yes. Okay. This is my dream for my tortoise. Okay. The Sakata tortoise, leopard tortoise is technically my son's. The Sakata tortoise is mine. I want to sit on my stoop on my front porch, have him kind of just walk up to me, just kind of deflate like hydraulics, like park. And I just put my beer on top of a shell and just look out into the sunset. Like literally, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
The question
and this is probably going to be, I don't know, another 40 years in the making.
The question is, will you use a coaster?
Oh,
good.
Oh yeah, ring stains, like rings on the tortoise shell.
I mean, I just put on one of the indents of the shell. Not one is like where it kind of pyramids a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it won't fall anywhere.
Okay.
Just the can on top of it. That's so bad.
So bad.
I see value in that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that.
I see true value in that. I'll definitely
memories that you're forming with your family.
Yeah, but I mean to bring it back. I mean, we all like see value in what we do here. That we wouldn't be in the position that we are now, let alone projecting it to the World Wide Web and showing off the madness behind us without really seeing the value with what the product can be, and how it is made behind it. Because I think we appreciate Lego for what it is. Like, it's not just like the brick in itself and what it can do, but we appreciate the company, what it stands for, what it can be. Although it does have its faults, we are for some reason, we are very, 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 very forgiving.
I don't. Are you speaking for all of us? I don't know. It sounds like Jang's gonna be buying, those big trucks from now on.
The big truck.
Oh, Ninja, bust out the the truck.
Oh,
the hot rod.
Well, I was gonna say, talking about value, Mattel is not playing any games.
They are not.
Just to let you guys know out there. Partnered with Hot Wheels for you brick building.
Can you zoom out? Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out.
Do it.
Let's zoom in.
Do it.
Whoa! Look at that.
It's so
For those
cool.
of you watching,
Oh man.
same
for
size
you,
as a Creator Mustang, but half the price,
Half the price, and it looks dope.
and it comes with a Hot Wheel.
It does.
Boom,
But how is
that's
it? How is the build though?
Mm-hmm.
So
It was a build. Nah, you know what? Yeah, it
How's
did
the
make me
quality of the
appreciate Lego.
How's
Okay.
the quality of the brick?
that's good. That's a good thing to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want it to like be cheaper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because if it was amazing, it would have been like crap.
like damn, why am I buying Lego?
Yeah, like I love laws, or some people like to call it lol. I love it. But part of the reason why I like it so much is I think that it's like I was going to say shittier, but it's worse, right? So it's a harder build. It's like a little bit more complicated. My fingers are like struggled during it. But if it was a few dollars more, I probably wouldn't like it. Like not a few dollars more.
Right?
If it's so cheap, and if it was more expensive, I think it was like, if it was like $25 at pop instead of like $7, I don't think I'd be okay with it.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
So you're saying if it was Lego prices,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but,
Sorry.
but the
Yeah.
same product, yeah.
If it was Lego prices, but the same product, and I've seen there's like, I know Oxford Block and a bunch of other ones are said to be very comparable, and I think Oxford Block is like solely, no pun intended, in Korea, and it's like
Oxford. I thought Oxford was.
I think
Europe.
Oxford is the Korean one.
Right?
yeah, I think it's
They're
yeah, and they're
Okay.
not trying to like distribute or like really export, I don't think, too much.
Mhm.
So they're like a little bit harder to get, but I think their price point is relatively similar to Lego.
Price wise, really?
It's my understanding. Not far
What about
off.
the quality?
I don't know.
Haven't really. Jang, have you?
I haven't touched it myself, but I've heard consistently that it's up there. It's up
Okay.
there. It's at least as good as Kobe. So
Hey,
yeah.
I'm about to build my first Kobe set.
Oh, you're first. Oh, you're gonna turn from the Brickmania side. You're gonna become a Kobe addict. It
Yeah.
only takes one.
I'm gonna
one.
compare. I have a Brickmania Spitfire. I have a Kobe Spitfire. I'm really gonna compare both of them with value. So that's gonna be
Okay.
interesting.
Good.
At least a lot of my audience, a good chunk of them will be like, "Hey, you buy a lot of Brickmania. They're very pricey. Have you ever thought about Kobe?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have. Problem is, it's not Lego. That's a big difference. Like, I'm paying for the Lego. I'm paying for the time. The reason why Brickmania is expensive is because you're paying for a second overhead over the original overhead.
But how much does a Brickmania one? What is this one? Is this the 35th scale or?
Yeah, 1/35 scale. It's
So how much does one of their tanks cost?
Depending if there's printed or minifigs or not, but if there's none, like you're looking at like
300.
Yeah, 300.
This was expensive, and it was like 60
Yeah.
with prints.
Is that Kobe?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's good.
But
Makes you
Kobe
think.
is like manufacturing at a much larger scale. It's not hand done, right?
It's not, yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
They have machines doing it. They have
their
they're
own
also producing a large quantity because if you can sell more in a long like more product, then you can.
But I'm just saying, Shy, you're gonna if you're not just for your own purpose, like forget about what anybody else thinks, just for you, like just collector to collector. If you open your mind just enough to really appreciate a Kobe set just for what it is, and forget about the fact, the brand and investment that you've got, you're gonna get sucked in, and you're never gonna get out because they have so much cool stuff.
They do
so much, especially now, and they're doing more and more and more with more of the modern stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. You might like it.
Welcome. Look at that. Look at it. Welcome.
We'll see.
Look,
compared to.
I don't disagree. I think there's value there. Sorry, Ninja, go ahead.
You could treat Brickmania like a fine dessert.
I've held back a lot from buying. In fact, I don't buy a lot. I make it look like I buy a lot, but there are a lot of other Brickmania, Brick Veteran, Minifig Co., whatever, Citizen Brick collectors out there that buy a ton. They just don't put it out there on the tubes or on the Instagrams.
Okay.
So I do. Am I echoing? Who's echoing?
Somebody's echoing you.
I don't know. Oh, it's her. Because she stepped away. It's because what was I saying? I forgot.
Some people buy a lot more and they don't put.
Yeah, they buy a lot more than that. I just I buy what I like. I make a video out of it.
Yeah,
it's done. So there are a lot more people that literally buy everything, every single line that comes out, every single product that comes out, and those high consumers you don't really hear about. So yeah. As contrary to you might think, I don't really buy that many. I do have a lot. I don't buy.
No, it's fine. Even if you bought it all, and if you were one of those high consumers, but at the same time, it's kind of when you like something and it's kind of exciting to discover another thing that's really cool and collectible that does its own thing. I remember so when I discovered Laws, I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. And they do all these other designs that you're not going to get. And it's it's basically there's two avenues of getting your fix of new sets, new design, new things to build, new excitement, new buying, you know what I mean? I think it's almost that way. And then if you can, if you just take that jump and that leap and then separate your mind and separate your collection, if you don't want to mix them, whatever you want to do, then I think it's it's almost another great thing. It's and
it's complementary.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true because the only reason I got this is because I collect Hot Wheels also.
There you go.
So maybe that's your thing for Kobe because it's military. It's Kobe.
But wouldn't it be the same to think of Brickmania and Brick Veteran Citizen Brick the same way as Lego? Because it's not Lego. It is Lego, but it's not Lego. It's a whole different world, whole different type of release dates, whole different world of people.
Totally.
But you just said yourself on this stream just 5-10 minutes ago, but Kobe isn't Lego. So you make that distinction based on the parts, based on the original manufacturer of the plastic pieces.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fair.
Is that not what matters more to you in this case? Because there's definitely a psychological separation for you between Brickmania in terms of quality and kind of where you would set the bar for appreciating them between Brickmania and Kobe.
Yes. Oh, most definitely. For me though, at first, because I always contemplated Kobe before I even dived into Brickmania. That's for sure. Because Lego doesn't make military. I am a veteran, so that fix isn't there. That Lego will never satisfy. Brickmania, Brick Veteran do that type of things. But when you see Kobe, in the earlier stages of my re-emergence into the Lego hobby, I was a purist.
Mm-hmm.
So and why is that? But why?
No, just because I was on the almighty high horse of Lego, right? That's pretty much what that is. Yeah. So anything other than Lego is blessed for me. That's where I started with Brickmania. Now, that doesn't negate the fact that I don't appreciate what Kobe
provides.
No, I was trying to think of the other military Lego offset brands. Yeah, because there's a few. There's more than just Kobe that they are doing. But the thing is, when I look at some of the sets, so when I look at Kobe's F18, the new one they have out, it looks weird to me. So like when I look at Brick Veterans F18, that looks fairly accurate, like very, very accurate. So I know the work that these designers put into it by getting as accurate as possible to the design prints. And then I look at something like the F18 from Kobe, and I'm like, that looks more like a model. It doesn't look like it's brick built. That nose is too clean. Like, and then that's the thing that I like about these sets is that I can still tell that they're Lego.
Yeah.
I can still tell they're brick built.
So it's almost
what is that? A leopard?
Yeah, this a leopard 2A4.
Yeah, that's a leopard. So that leopard looks like a model from this. This. If you were to zoom in a little bit, I can tell it's brick made. And you look at a Brickmania, Brick Veteran set, you can tell that's a Lego set or that's a brick built set.
Right.
So I think that look that they're like trying. Yeah, there you go.
Smooth.
See, now I can tell that's a brick built set. But from far away, it looks like a die cast model.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's the visual balance that I needed to satisfy. Is that I need to know that it's a brick built system.
Gotcha.
And Kobe's getting too good at making it look realistic that I forget that it's a brick built model.
Because they have so many more pieces. They're willing to add more pieces to their collection.
Exactly. Like their B29, not the B29, the B51. Like that looks amazing. That Kobe created, and it's huge. It looks huge, and it looks like a diecast model. It doesn't look like it's brick built because the nose, the wings, they're too clean. Like that, and that's the reason why I'm not like diving too into it because I can't tell that it's a brick built thing. That's pretty much it. Fair. So there you go. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to buy it. I have 2 Kobe sets to my right, and I'm going to build them. I'm going to build them, especially now that they are numbered bags.
We're just shaking the hive.
Just shaking the hive, yeah, for sure. I do know my second hobby outside this hobby is super expensive. I am aware of it, but there's just something. I like history. I like military history.
Yeah.
There's just something there that I appreciate with the designers putting the time and effort of researching these things. And I don't know if Kobe does that yet, but I don't know. Does Kobe really get into? I'm asking some. I'm ignorant to the fact. Does Kobe really get into the history of these products? Like when they give it to you, like is there a background? Is there an appreciation to it, or are they just selling a product?
I mean, they definitely show that they do care about the details and the history. They have little blurbs that they'll put on in old photos that shows that they do have some real care. And like there's a whole engine compartment inside of here. The turbine is actually compartment is built up to some degree. So they even have details that you can't see at first that shows that they care. And the difference between different variants of the same vehicle or craft, they will account for things.
That's
to that
good
level.
to know. That's good to know. Like I said, I'm going to do a comparison between a Lego version and a Kobe version, just on all counts. And see
I'm excited to see it.
I'm just scared to do it.
Why?
I don't know. It's on the back burner. I have it. I have everything I need. The only reason why I haven't done it yet is I'm looking for the Brickmania box for the model for the set. So that's the thing. I'm like, I need to get everything together, and then we'll get it. I think I'm using it to prop up one of the mountain pieces behind me.
No.
Yeah, that's what I use to hold my facades up in the city.
Your Brickmania boxes?
Yeah, I don't. You can't see the bases of these buildings behind the buildings.
No, that's smart. That's smart.
I save brick that way. Value.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring it back. Oh, all right. Jane, do you have anything else to bring up about this topic?
I can bring one thing up because this was $20. So folks on the podcast aren't going to see this.
I love this.
There we go. Whoa. What is that?
That's $20.
Bone shaker?
But what is
Yes,
that?
it is.
It makes a sound. It's a monster truck that makes a sound.
Oh my god!
It rolls. My son would love that.
Exactly. And it's $20, just like this.
That's $20. Okay.
It's almost like I don't know what the age range is that they put on the smaller one. Do you know what I mean? But it's like There's definitely a more appropriate time for the bigger one.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And I think
Oh, hey, Oliver.
oh, hello. He's joining the podcast. He has
Special guest.
a lot of value, thoughts on value. If it's like rubbery or chewy or fabric, he wants to play with it. Those are his favorite pieces.
He said, "Mom, what's up with those Duplo bricks?"
Right? No. You don't see any value in those Duplo bricks?
I do. Sans actually has a lot of really cool Duplo bricks that have prints on them. And he has like not affinity, but he really appreciates like really cool mocks that are based around Duplo bricks and like signage and stuff like that. He's kind of really opened my eyes to just like more custom cities and like more custom mock building. That's just
so he made you see value in a brick that's not intended for you.
Boom.
Boom.
No, yes, totally. Never did I go to the used Lego store and like dig through the bulk bin to find Duplo printed ones and be okay with it being scratched up and even have teeth marks because, it's cool. I don't know. It's just like, it's your environment. It's who you're around. It's who you're influenced by. Like it's very bad for the wallet to be for your partner to be into the same hobby as you. So
I was about to. It is dangerous to have your significant other have a Lego addiction hobby.
Yes. Everyone's like, oh, it must be so great. It's super great. It's like really wonderful, but it's also talk about like hyping each other up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's nothing. There's nobody who's going to come in rationally and be like, no, we don't need that. We don't have the space for it. We're already overwhelmed. Like, no, there's no.
That's my wife every day bringing something new home.
Yeah. You told me you didn't want anything. No, there's no that.
Right. No. I got other value. What's worth? I mean, this whole arm right here, tatted, right here. Right.
That's so expensive, Shy.
Right. Costs the same amount as this one tattoo right here.
Oh wow.
This one tattoo was $1,200.
Okay.
Is it because of the artist?
$1,600. Can I give tip? Yeah, she's an ink master now. She wasn't at the time, but she's an ink master now. Distance. Yeah. So whole arm, all 360 printed.
Yeah, Shy, that's a really that's your third expensive hobby, my friend.
I haven't got. This is my last tattoo that I got, which was when Ezra was born. It's 4 years ago now.
Today.
Yeah, today. Well, I got it like a week after, but
okay.
I am due for a new one for Luna because that's why this arm's blank. But like, I have to go to her, and she's in Utah now, and she's worth way more than this for the same size.
Yep.
So, in essence, to close it off, value is subjective. Exactly what I said in the beginning. What you would pay for anything is completely up to you. You decide whether or not it's going to bring value to your own life, whether or not the retail price is set for that piece of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So whether this Lego set costs $20 is meant to be valued at $20, Daffy Duck could have saved your life since some time in your life and is worth 10 times more than just the $20 that is sold to you.
That's not value, though. That's something else. Oh my god, I think the cat's chewing on the Millennium Falcon box.
Yeah, but you would appreciate it's more valuable to you.
Chewing on the box? Is that losing its value?
Oh, play on word. Play on word. I was just trying to close it up, Claire. Why'd you have to kill it and have to go back?
Sorry, you gotta close it off without me. I've got a problem child here.
Wow. Well, now I lost my train of thought. Good job, Claire. Whatever. I'm done. Okay, I'm not gonna go off my little soapbox now. I'm angry.
Hold on. No, I can do it. I'm sorry, I can do it. Hold on.
Yeah, you intro. Get us out.
The cat was chewing on the $800 Lego set.
Oh, okay.
San Diego.
Yeah.
An $800 Lego set. So that's the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
$749.
No, you're talking about personal value. So it's kind of like okay, if we're going to apply economics to it, let's say there's opportunity cost, there's intrinsic value, there's a lot of different vocabulary words that we can throw out there. But Lego is really personal. It's a really personal hobby. And so is like toy collecting and all that stuff. And like I get it. Like I get where Jang is coming from. I get where you're coming from, Shy, with like the personal attachment and the justification for Brickmania and Brick Veteran. Like if there was something that was like, talking about the Jewish diaspora from the Middle East and making Lego sets out of it, I'd probably throw all my money at it because that's probably the most important thing to me in my life, but it doesn't exist. And so I just have Lego. Anyway.
You can make it. Anyone out there that wants to make that?
No, I mean, I don't even know what it would look like. I'm like more interested in doing like friends, like, remocks, like let's be real. But, like I'm talking about like,
though, Claire said it. If you make that somehow and it looks good, Claire will throw everything.
Yeah, I mean, I just literally just like stated like my most personal like identity.
How does it feel, Claire? How does it feel? It's okay. I care. We try to close.
Thank you, Jang, for coming back on and dealing with us again for the second time.
See, this is what happens when you come back the second time. We're not organized and we just kind of chill.
Yeah, we get more comfortable.
Really, really comfortable. Yeah. This is how we are off the camera.
Exposed.
Exactly.
No, it was a good one. Thanks, Jang, for wanting to bring that up because it was a topic that we wanted to discuss the last time you were here and we completely forgot. And this one was a good one that I feel like a lot of people need to hear.
Yeah.
And respect the product for what it is and respect those who choose to buy whatever they want to buy. Yeah. It's their money.
Yeah. And then not pass judgment on other people that you see around you.
That's the thing.
And not take it personally if like for some reason you can't afford it right now. That's okay. Don't be upset about it. But like don't get angry at other people for making that life decision. It's not your life choice. It's somebody else's life choice. And they're not hurting anybody, and you don't know people's financial situation. So just, chill.
Wow. Good job with the mic control there. You really went into my soul.
Oh, thank you. No, it was because of the echo. That's like why I did it. I was like, can you hear me? Oh my God. But that was
on that note.
All right. Roll that music. All right, guys. Thank you. Peace.
Bye.
Great episode. I loved it. That was dope.
That was awesome. I'm so sorry about the cat. He's like super. He's been really, really destructive. We bought a lock to lock him out of
alone for a week.
We locked him out of this room also the entire time.
Did you leave him alone for a week? Literally?
No, I hired a rover. I paid somebody $25 a day to check on him for an hour.